What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today I've got something awesome for you guys. I've gone through every single episode of the top 5 paint jobs we've done so far, and today we're going to be doing the top 10 paint jobs ever in Black Ops 3. Throughout its whole life cycle, every single paint job we've ever looked at, these are going to be the top 10. So, as always, this is a matter of opinion, and if you disagree with either the order or you disagree that some other ones should have been on the list, just let me know in the comment section below. I'm always interested, and I'm always reading the comments, and everyone's always valid to their opinion, so I'll always be reading the comments down below. But without further ado, let's get into the top 5 blowjobs ever in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So the first one we got here, I don't actually know who sent this one into me, but this one's big because this is the whole reason why I started doing the top 5 paint jobs. This one here is exactly why I love paint jobs. So what it is it's a combat knife shaped like a shark, but the reason why this one sparked the idea for top 5 paint jobs is because this is when I really realized that people could take something like a combat knife and use the shape of the combat knife to look like something else. In this case, it's a shark. Throughout this video, you will see several paint jobs, especially melee weapons, that are made into other things that just use the shape so perfectly. But this one doesn't count as the top 10. I just kind of wanted to share the thing that sparked the idea in the beginning of this series. But this one, I guess we'll call it number 11. So coming in at number 10, we have a perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. So this is Vile Self, and this is an awesome giraffe paint job. This changed the way I looked at the M8A7 because it takes the whole top of the M8A7 and turns it into a giraffe neck. I would have never pictured this weapon looking like that in the slightest, but Vile Self made it into a giraffe, and like I said, I will never look at the M8 the same way again. But this is exactly what I'm talking about, using the space you're given to create something amazing out of the space and shape of the weapon. Coming in at number 9, we've got one by Sherbert Melon, and this one's a little bit different. This one is another M8 paint job, however, this one isn't great because of its use of space. This one's great because of the actual picture itself. This is a really impressive picture of Squirtle, and we've posted a ton of Pokemon paint jobs throughout the life cycle of the top 5 paint job series, but I think this one always stuck with me as my favorite. I'm not sure whether it's just I'm a Squirtle fan or I think this one's the best. We've seen plenty of them, but this one's coming in at number 9 on the top 10 paint jobs ever. The next one here is the only one on this list that I haven't previously featured on a video. Now this one is by someone named Magic Sister, someone who's really great at creating emblems and paint jobs, and she created this one. Now this one is fantastic. It takes an axe and turns it into a hammer, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, a perfect use of space. It uses the pointy part of the axe for the pointy part of the hammer, creates the handle with a nice red shaft, and it just looks perfect. The only thing is unfortunately with this shape of the slash and burn, you can kind of see the lighting on the bottom edge of the actual axe. It's not really something she could have fixed, but the hammer looks really great, and the shading on the actual head of the hammer I thought was incredibly well done and definitely deserving of a spot on this list. I just love how they transferred one melee weapon into something completely different with a paint job. This next paint job is by far one of my favorites on this list. I absolutely love it, and it's created by 21Black21. Now, what this is it's the buzz cut, and what he did is he saw that the buzz cut was kind of circular, thought, what else is circular? Well, the Black Ops 3 disc is circular and it's broken. Let's break the Black Ops 3 disc, attach it to a stick, and call it the buzz cut. This is absolutely the epitome of what I was talking about with innovation with what the weapons look like and creating a paint job based around that. This is by far one of my favorites on the list, and maybe I should have put it higher on the list, but definitely an awesome paint job. Next up, we've got a really innovative paint job, and it's on the nunchuck. So right here, we've got a Wiimote nunchuck, and this one works really well because even Nintendo themselves call it the Wiimote nunchuck, which makes a lot of sense. Now, this is not actually the only Wiimote we've received over time. We've also received one on the MVP in the past as well. Personally, I like the nunchuck one a little bit better because it's actually kind of like the Wiimote itself and the whole nunchuck aspect to it, but I don't know. Which one do you guys prefer? You can let me know down in the comments whether you prefer the nunchuck version or the MVP version. Up next, we actually have our second paint job here by Vile Self, and this one is awesome. I really like this one, and what it basically is it's the MVP baseball bat, but what he did is he kind of blacked out the edges and made it look like a snake was kind of crawling up the baseball bat, and by blacking out the edges, it makes the snake almost look 3D. I think this is incredibly well done, and the whole 3D aspect of it and the way he makes the snake look like it's really crawling up that bat is really awesome. The next emblem is by Sherbert Melon, and this one is another extremely great use of space. Most of the paint jobs I always see, the main aspect of the paint job is on the side of the weapon. Well, this one's a little different. The main aspect of this paint job is a rocket launching, and he decided to put it on the top of the weapon, which adds a really, really cool effect, and that's what I like to see, just switching it up, doing something different, putting the main part of the paint job on the top of that weapon, and that's really what I think is great about this one, is that it's different from every other paint job I've really seen before. And we are down to the final 3 paint jobs, the best paint jobs in all of Black Ops 3. So this one is actually taken from last week, and it's a remake of the Ace of Spades weapon. Now what this is Vile Self, yes, once again Vile Self, has made the Ace of Spades into a skull. Now this is great, because this is just not what the Ace of Spades normally looked like. He took a shovel and made it into a skull. Just that use of space, this is exactly what I was talking about before, is absolutely on point. On top of that, the shading in it, the little cracks in the skull, the little details is what makes this one really amazing and deserving of the 3rd spot of the top 10 paint jobs in all of Black Ops 3. Coming in at number 2 of the best paint jobs of the year goes out to N97, a guy I actually thought would be on this list a lot more because he's had a ton of amazing paint jobs and emblems, but this is by far one of my favorite emblems of the year. So we start off on this side and we can see this is a Deadpool paint job, but this really isn't what's impressive. Not only did he create one side of this paint job, he also created the top of this paint job. We can see a full live action figure of Deadpool himself on the top of the weapon, but even more impressively, on the other side of the weapon, we've got Deadpool's face, but with so much detail, so much shading, and the side of this weapon is better than most emblems we've seen in the game. So let alone, he created 3 separate types of paint jobs on every side of this weapon with Deadpool's face on it, and that is just so freaking impressive, if you ask me. Not to mention, the amount of detail in Deadpool's face here is just out of this world. So I definitely think a 3-sided paint job with every side being different, with the amount of detail in Deadpool's face, definitely deserves the 2nd place spot of this year's Black Ops 3's top 5 emblems. And finally, guys, coming in at number 1 as the best paint job of the year. I don't necessarily think it's the most difficult to make, but I think it's the best use of space, and on top of that, one of the most creative paint jobs I have ever seen goes out to Vile Self. Yes, this is his 4th time on the list, and this is absolutely amazing. I love this paint job for so many reasons, I just can't express it. More than anything, what impresses me so much about this paint job is it's so simple. What goes in a boxing glove? Your hand goes in a boxing glove. Then the thought process of going from your hand in the glove to an x-ray to see the bones in your hand to making it look as good as Vile Self actually did is so goddamn impressive. And throughout this video, we can see just how unique and how great the use of space in all of Vile Self's paint jobs is truly out of this world. And I definitely think that Vile Self definitely deserves some recognition for his immense creativity and his fantastic use of the space he's given with every single weapon he creates a paint job on. But every YouTuber who is featured in this video will be linked down below. You can check out all of their channels. Most of them have tutorials on how you can actually make all of these paint jobs for yourself. But if you disagreed with the order that I put these in, let me know down in the comment section below. What was your favorite paint job? I'll always be reading the comments, and I'll be interested to see what you guys think. What one was your favorite? Do you have a favorite one that wasn't on this list? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, it would be fantastic if you could hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. It took me a while to put this all together, but I really enjoyed doing it because we got to look at the best paint jobs throughout the whole life cycle of Black Ops 3. So like I said, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Check out the description for all of the YouTube links down below. Also, my Twitch, Twitter, and 2nd channel are all down in the description. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out, guys.